Just be in the present moment. Forget about the planning, what you want to do next, what you have done today. Just forget everything, just be present. Keep breathing. Try to pay attention to your own breath. Do it very slowly, your breath. Just observe your breath, how fast you are breathing. Just follow your own breath. Very slowly open your eyes. Very slow. So you should feel a little bit relaxed and ready for the class now. I'll give a brief introduction about myself. So now currently I'm working with Manavata and volunteering at Manavata. But, I worked in US in IT as a tech director for 20 years and came back to India just to transform my village. I thought I'll make it sustainable village. So that's where I started 3 years back in India to my native place and started organic farming and clean and green and Swachh Bharat and the plastic awareness always and about rain water harvesting in the fields. Gave a lot of awareness programs to farmers to do organic farming. And then later on I moved on to the kids because it is only limited to one single village rather than impacting more people because the future generation is needed this kind of a lifestyle because they are all forgetting and they have no idea what kind of lifestyle they are leading now. So before we destroy the environment, so it would be better at least preserve something. Now I'm working with the kids, a lot of schools I visit and I give talks to schools in northern states. I visited Kashmir and Delhi and Haryana and AP also. And presently I'm staying in the schools for around 5 or 4 months, depends on the school capacity and the strength and everything, and making school as a sustainable so that kids can take care of the knowledge and then they can pass on to the generation. So motivating the parents, kids and teachers and who are working the whole staff and not to eat junk food obviously and how to preserve the natural resources and rainwater harvesting and same organic farming and using natural cleaners rather than chemical cleaners. So we have all changed in the schools to use bioenzymes and dishwashing powder instead of chemical. In composting, so plastic segregation and reusing plastic and doing different ways of composting in schools. So they have learned so much and now they're taking care of working towards this lifestyle, practicing. So these are the different projects I'm working in different schools. So during COVID, working with Manvata, all COVID activities. So I'll explain at the end of the session what we are doing at Manvata. Now I think I'm a host, so let me just share my screen, start the mindfulness. Still, I think still not there. Jayanti is the host now.
Hello, Bhavani garu.
Yeah, can you make my
host? Yeah.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, yeah. We can see.
So what is mindfulness? So I think most nowadays this term you can use it, most of the people, I think you might be familiar with this word at least. Even though if you are not practicing, just the word itself became famous and we are all familiar with this. So let's see, this is what, as simple as it is. So mindful, it's full of stuff in the mind, or mindful. So the way we do all the activities with the mindful, paying attention to activities, what we are exactly doing. So that is what, it's very, very simple. So there is not so much information you need to know, I feel. Just if you understand this, so full of stuff in the mind, that is mindful. So we are always like full with stuff. That is why we are feeling stressed and tensed about everything. So mindful, so whatever the activity we do, then being mindful. Then that will be, you will be doing efficiently and pleasantly also. Let's see. This is what it is. So always these three things we are dealing with every day. So past, present and future. So we will be playing that video about past events. We don't play any role in the present, not much role. Unconsciously we are doing things, and or we are planning things for the future. Future anyway, it's unpredictable. So what we have control only over the present. So lot of times, like if we have kids, okay, kids education and their marriage, again their kids, again their college. That is what life is revolving nowadays. Or let's say, for example, you're traveling. We go and see a beautiful place, but we don't enjoy it. So again, we are like booking for the next hotel, next flight, and next where we are going. That is what we are doing. So that is the biggest mistake we are doing. Whatever the activity we do, either we are traveling or we have kids, or let's say, for example, you're working in an organization, then again same thing. We work so hard for promotions or increments. If you are doing a business, again that business, okay, we have to extend. Yeah, we need to extend, but we don't enjoy the journey of making money. Either it could be making money or making good progress or making name, whatever you want to do, but we don't really enjoy the journey. That is where most of us are failing. So these three examples, I think most of us do this mistake. So instead of that, if you try to be mindful in the present moment and see what is happening, what we are exactly consciously doing, then we can enjoy more, whatever the results we get later on. So this is what mindfulness is, being the present. So how to be mindful? So we talked about being present. So now just cover few things. So where we can be mindful. So when we are not paying attention, right? Let's say, for example, most of us, car keys or any vehicle keys or house keys, anything, keys, importantly, that it'll be right there, but we won't see it. We'll be searching and searching and searching. So that is the very common thing most of us do. Or sometimes we walk so fast we don't even realize there is a glass door. So a lot of us, we would have bumped into glass doors so many times because we are lacking the attention when we do any activity. So being aware. So our body is present, mind is not present. So that is why we are not being aware of what is happening around us. Then again, accept. So we need to accept the situation, current situation. So whatever it could be, whether it's really a bad situation where we are feeling stressed about it, but we need to concentrate on finding the solution, not the problem. Problem, if you keep on repeating and chanting about the problem and talking to different people about the same problem again and again, we won't get there, we won't get anywhere. Unless you really talking about the solution, you can talk to others and take an advice from them. But first start from yourself about the solution. Then you try to accept the situation, then you will find the solution. So that is also being mindful. So be curious about life and about the situation. And next thing is non-judgmental. So we always, when we see some person or some place, we just perceive something because that's our perspective. The actual reality is something totally different. Because the way our own experiences, we just judge somebody, judge some place, judge others. So this is what is happening. So being non-judgmental to a situation. And the next one is respond, not react. So this is very, very important. So we are all reacting for everything immediately. We don't even take pause or breathe. When any really emergency situation also, you just need to take a pause and breathe. Then your behavior will change. Otherwise, if you keep reacting immediately, then you will behave in a different way, very wild. Instead of that, if you can just, accept the situation and then think twice and react and respond, then you will be in a good, decisive manner you can respond. And be compassionate towards yourself and others. Yeah, this is a lot of people are talking about being compassionate. So we all have egos, but we don't have self-respect. That is what is happening. So when we have ego, we can't be compassionate to other person. We can't be compassionate to our own self. That is another thing. So at least now, first start with yourself. If you are compassionate about yourself, your own body, your own eating, your own mind, your own thoughts, these are all the things you can keep working on. When I say compassionate towards yourself, these are all the things you have to be compassionate for. When you are compassionate, first start with yourself, then that will radiate to other person. So you don't need to explicitly practice that compassion. So that is how to be mindful. These are all the things you can just be aware and be attentive wherever you are. And just look at the surroundings. That is what the awareness is. What is happening around us. So the next one. So today's session, I would like to introduce these 3 things we can practice. So mindful activity, that is yoga, because these are all yoga sessions. So we would do Surya Namaskar yoga with the mindfulness, practicing the mindfulness. Then mindful eating also, and mindful walking. Walking I will explain. because I can't walk and show. So let's see the first one, mindful activity yoga. So this is what I would like to start, mindful yoga. So Surya Namaskar, I think most of us know how to do it. So I'll just explain briefly. But today's session, we wanted to actually hold the positions because we want to be mindful. So when you hold the position for half a minute, so I want you to observe your own breath, observe your own mind and breathing and holding the position. So how you are, just pay attention to your own asana alignment, how you are practicing the asana. So these are the three things you practice when I'm doing Surya Namaskar. With this practice, after you have done this, then this is how you will experience the unity with your own body and mind. That is what yoga is. Because when you are doing the activity, physical activity, body activity, then you are even paying attention to bringing your mind to that asana, to that yoga practice. So be present, be in the present moment. Then another one thing you always should remember when you do yoga asana practice, Sthiram Sukham Asana. So that is, you have to be stable in the position and being comfortable in that position always. So these two things always you remember when you do the yoga practice. So that is, stable, you should be able to hold that position, and comfortable. So once you started holding the poses, then next day it will increase. Your body will be flexible. Don't compare with yourself, somebody else. So each body is different, but you have to keep practicing and you will improve slowly. The first day itself, a lot of my students, what they do, they try to, imitate others and always imitate other people, but your body is different and you won't experience better. You won't get good experience with your own yoga practice. This is not an exercise. So you just be aware of what is happening with your own body and hold the position. Then next day your body can be, your muscles and everything will be strengthened, and then you can push a little bit more. Then you can get to the proper alignment. That's how you need to do the yoga practice. So these are the 12 asanas. The first one is prayer pose. The next one is back bend, Hasta Uttanasana. The next one is Hasta Padahastasana. So these are all Sanskrit terms. The next one is backward bending, Ashwasanchalnasana. The next one is the mountain pose and Ashtanga Namaskara. Then Sarpasana, that is Bhujangasana. Then again mountain pose, and we repeat the same set of asanas. So these are the 12 asanas. Now I'm going to show you the video. Just observe just 1 minute. This is how we'll be doing. So the benefits of Surya Namaskar, we all know this is help you to relax your mind. Remember one thing, relax your mind only when you do it like a yoga, not like an exercise. Exercise won't give you that relaxation. After exercise, you will be relaxed. But during the exercise, during the yoga, when you do this holding and observing your own mind, then you will be relaxed. And more flexibility and removes excess fat and mental focus. And when you do it with the mindfulness practice, then you can improve your mental focus. And blood circulation, obviously, because you're moving your body in different directions. And internal organs and muscle tone toning your muscles, improve your posture day by day. If you practice every day, helps cope up with insomnia. Now let's start the session. I'll stop sharing. I think you can all see me, right? Just relax in first. Close your feet. Keep close to each other, your feet together. Hands by the side. Let's start with the prayer pose. 1. Back bend 2. Hold. We are going to hold the positions now. Three, Adhastasana. Again, holding the position and keep your mind also with you. Keep breathing. Just observe your own body. Four, lunge position. Concentrate on your alignment also. Keep your ankle and then your knee in a straight line. It's mountain pose. Right leg forward. In mountain pose. Next, Ashtanga Namaskar. Your chin and chest, your knees, both the palms touching the floor. Next, Bhujangasana. It's mountain pose. Touch your feet to the floor. Complete palm should be touching the floor. All 5 fingers. Just watch your fingers. Right leg forward. Back bend. Feel the touch of the prayer pose. Both the palms. Feel the heartbeat also. Just be mindful about your own body. Now relax. Next round. With the left leg forward. This round. Prayer pose. Just hold. Make sure all your fingers are touching the floor. The complete foot on the floor. Keep breathing. Be mindful. Two, back bend. Try to stretch back as far as it's possible. Forward bend. Chin to chest. Palms on the floor. Keep breathing. Left leg forward. Both the palms between the feet. Look at the sky, ceiling. Mountain pose. Sastanga Namaskar. Next Bhujangasana. Shoulders should be aligned with your palms. It's mountain pose. Left leg forward. See the alignment. Adjust yourself. Just forward. Back. Prayer pose. Keep breathing. Just feel the sensation of your body and your own breath. Just relax. Okay, next round. This time we'll do it a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right leg forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Leg forward. 9. 10. 11. 12. One more round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left leg forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Just relax. Sit comfortably. Relax in Savasana. When you relax in Savasana, make sure you just touch your shoulders also relaxed, touching the floor. When your shoulder blades are touching the floor, palms towards ceiling, feet relaxed. Keep breathing. Come to normal breathing. Be mindful that you are relaxing. Slowly turn your right side. With the help of your left palm. Slowly come to the sitting position. In any comfortable position. That is about mindful yogic practice. So any asana you can practice. Maybe you can hold a little bit, 10 seconds sometimes, or 50 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. So it depends on how you planned that particular day, the yoga practice. So let's see the next exercise. Next, how do we practice mindfulness? About mindful eating. Can you all see my screen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So mindful eating, I really want to even explain first. So observe the first one. So how we eat nowadays, we all know. I don't need to explain, I think. Just take the food and talk over the phone. I will also demonstrate. I have the food beside me. So observe, am I hungry or thirsty? So sometimes we just keep munching here and there. We don't even have a gap to digest the food. So that is the biggest mistake. All these junk food, fast foods came. So because of that also we are really going towards that habit. And be present, let go of technology. So we don't keep talking over the phone or watching TV. That's where we eat. That is our dining hall, now the modern day. So we don't even watch what we are eating. So let go of the technology and savor the taste. So the taste, we're not even having mind, keep our mind to the food. How the taste, of the aroma, of the texture, nothing we are really paying attention to. That is where we are missing. So we are missing the biggest thing, that food is energy. So the way we eat food also, the digestion and the consumption of the food and the energy buildups in our body also differs big time. That is a huge topic. Cooking food and eating food also. And non-judgmental, and be aware, notice feelings. So how you feel when you eat food. So we just bypass all this. You eat very fast and then don't even pay attention, feel anything nowadays. Very few times, we feel. So inquiry about that. I learned my eating habits. Where did I learn my eating habits? Nothing. We don't do any of that sort. So later on after this session, I hope you observe all this. So I'll just stop sharing. I'll do the demonstration. This I have done many times. So here I have some laddu. So this is it has got texture and I can even touch how it feels. Then when I just seeing, I don't even see nowadays, just watch something and then eat. And this is how we eat. Just take little bit and then here. Phone and then watch something and talking with somebody else. This is how we eat. So we don't smell, no aroma, nothing. We don't even feel the texture of it, the taste of it. and even touch of it. So the way the energy is going, we have no idea. Just eat. But slowly, chew, take out of this technology, chew slowly, and then eat. Take time. Sit comfortably. Don't stand and drink water. Don't stand and eat. So sit comfortably. Grab your plate and then keep it and then eat. And don't engage your mind with anything else. Engage your mind with the food. So that is about being mindful while eating. So while eating, if you have seen this screen share, this is how you need to observe the texture and aroma, everything, taste. The next one. Mindful walking. Yeah, lot of researchers are now coming up with this solution is if you have any stress, any tension, wherever you are working, whatever the field you are in, so that this is the best way, nature walk. Lot of people or lot of doctors are advising this mindful walking, nature walk. So when you visit parks, so we just walk. So we don't even pay attention where we are walking, how we are walking, and what we are seeing while walking. So you can enjoy more after seeing this. So you need to listen what is surrounding sounds. If you are in a nature, then you can listen to birds and birds singing, how they are flying, and then you can feel the breeze around you when you walk, if it is not hot summer. And you can even sense it, the feeling of the breeze, and you can smell. When you see the flowers, you can see the flowers or fruits and different varieties of leaves, texture of the leaf, where you are walking, even the ground also, and appreciate about the nature while walking. So lot of things you can do, be mindful for when you walk. Then only you get that, when you do the benefit of nature walk, not like an exercise and then run, don't see anything, just keep running. But even running, you can enjoy that, how your heart is beating and how you are able to step in and out, inhale, exhale, and surrounding people and surrounding places. That is how you need to do the mindful walking. So you should please practice mindful walking, mindful eating. So observe, observe, observe. And then pay attention to your own body. Pay attention to your own mind. So these are the three things you can practice along with the mindfulness. So the walking and eating and yogic exercise, any activity, are the best examples I would like to cover. And these are the other ways. With 5 senses also you can practice. So these are the tools to practice mindfulness. So when you see it, but we are not really consciously seeing something. We are unconsciously seeing and missing so much of information, so much of things. Even the listening, when you are listening to anyone's conversation, we just halfway we listen, we don't pay attention. That's why we keep asking, okay, what is it? Again, you go home and you don't remember. But if you art of listening, that is also a great concept. Because we are not listening properly, our mind is engaged in something else, planning, future or past. We are not being in the present. That is why we are missing even while listening. And smelling, all our 5 tastes that I demonstrated, I talked about. Eating, and again touch. Even the touch, when you do asana also, when you touch your, after doing the meditation, when you touch your eyes, so you should feel the touch, eyes. Then you are passing your own energy, positive energy to touch is the biggest thing. Like if you know Reiki healing, so when you touch with someone with a positive energy, you can pass on the energy to that person. So the touch, but how you touch, that is very important. So you can pass on negative energy also to somebody else. Now anyway, it's a COVID, so we can't touch anyone. We're not supposed to. No, but in general, so the touch is a very, very healing touch. That is what a lot of people are working on, healing touch. So these are the 5 senses you can practice mindfulness through the 5 senses. So the benefits: self-awareness and relationship management and social awareness and emotional balance. This is very, very important thing. And emotional balance. You will get emotional balance when you practice mindfulness, because we are present here. So we use all our senses, we use the complete full capacity of our mind here when you are in present. Because we don't use full capacity of our mind is somewhere else. So lot of our negative energy with the thoughts we are consuming. That is why we are even feeling low energy all the time, because so many thoughts. Our energy is going into those thoughts. So that emotional balance will improve, and self-awareness. So we are aware of what we speak, so what we do and what we see. All our 5 senses are in our own control when we do the mindfulness practice. So these are all, and calmness will come, and other good things, and relaxing will happen. Everything related to yoga will come into practice. And last slide. Okay, mindfulness challenge. So I won't say do right away all these practices and just start doing it right away. I won't say, okay, take a 30 days challenge or 40 days challenge or something. But I would advise start something small, but do it consistently. Do like pick one day in a week, just do that day, try to practice mindfulness slowly with your senses first. Or these examples we gave, either showering or eating or brushing your teeth or driving. Driving is the biggest thing. Lot of major accidents are happening because we talk over the phone, we don't see what's happening around us. That is where we are ending up in accidents. So driving is very, very important thing we should pay attention to. And notice the sounds you hear and how you feel when you do these activities. And same way, what are you thinking about? So your thoughts. So these are all different things you can pick up a day. So every day you can just pick up one thing and practice, or you just pick a day in a week and then keep practicing. That's how slowly you build up. Don't be like so enthusiastic and then you fail. Lot of New Year resolutions. Okay, we just write 20 in a list, then we won't even do one because we are like over enthusiasm. So we end up nothing. So just do it slowly. Weekly once, pick one day and one activity, and then again next week. So you slowly build up and then come to every day doing mindfulness practice. Then you see your capacity of doing things will increase, your work efficiency will improve, your decision making power will improve. Then you can see you really live life to the fullest. That's about the mindfulness. I hope you all got the concept, and I wish you to try to practice it. And this is my email address. And share your feedback about the session and mindful practice experiences if you have practiced any. So this is my personal email ID and Manvata email ID also, info@manvata.org. Lastly, I would talk about Manvata activities. So during COVID, we are doing a lot of food we are preparing and then distributing to the migrant laborers and lot of truck drivers. And we are doing immunity kits and homeopathy medication distributing, And medical helpline we opened, and a lot of like AP government and Telangana police, and we are supporting their families. If they have any medical problem, we are connecting to different doctors. Doctors are also volunteering with us. So please, if you can get involved in two ways. Either you can contribute or you can volunteer with us. So we need a lot of technical help, communication, and a lot of areas we need volunteers so that we can do more. We can manage, but if we want to do more to help more people, then we need more volunteers. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to my session. Thank you all. Any questions?
Thank you, Bhavani Garu. Wonderful session on mindfulness. The first time I'm attending your session. It's good. Thanks a lot for the information.
Thank you, Madam. It was very interesting and a good insight about mindfulness. Yes, we have heard a lot about mindfulness. I've read a lot about it, but I think you gave a very crisp 3-pointer, which is easy to remember now, and I think I'll not forget it. Thank you.
We enjoyed it.
Shared experience.
Thank you, madam. It's a very good session. Very nice session. Thank you very much for the session.
Yeah, if you don't have any questions, we can wrap up. And tomorrow we are going to have one more session for Anirudh. Mr. Anirudh is taking, and Srinivas Garu, and one more special guest, Subramanian Garu. He is also giving guest lecture. It's a very famous personality also. Please attend. It's the same timing.
Will Srilata be able to share the details, or will it be the same thing, ma'am? Because we are all in you. Yeah, Srilata, if she shares it, because we do yoga with Srilata, so it will be easy for us to, if she could share it with us.
Sure.
Whatever these seminars or workshops which you're conducting. It's quite interesting. Thank you.
If it is there in the Google Drive, then it's okay. We can pick it up from there. I'm Hemant here, Srilata's husband, and if it is there in the Google Drive, then we can pick it from there.
We have registered with the Manvata for the yogas which we are doing in the morning.
Purnima?
Yes, Srilata, it's Purnima here.
Okay, Purnima, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's wrap it up.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you so much. Yeah, very nice session, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
ma'am. Very nice section.
Thank you all. So thank you, Bhavani Garu. Wonderful session. It is good to get in a practical way mindfulness in eating, mindfulness in every part of the life. It is very, very important, and being aware, being in the present moment. So that is where actually the people are missing. So the yoga karmasu kaushalam comes with the mindfulness. that is the ultimate goal of it. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. In every work, whatever we do, try to be mindful and make it the present moment. Be happy with whatever you are doing. The focus on it. So that makes the difference. It's a huge difference. I don't think that it is a small one, but focusing on the current is a key. So in every yoga sadhana, every yogi has mentioned about this in different ways. The Patanjali Maharshi in Ashtanga Yoga mentioned the Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yoga. Chitta Vrittis are basically the past and the future, thinking about it. So if you remove the past and the future, and you are in the present moment and being aware, that is a state he's on. And then Turiya state, that's the ultimate state, of course. But of course, at least whatever you're doing in the being in the present moment, that makes a lot of difference, especially in the decision making and so many other aspects of life. So the people are worried because of lack of the mindfulness and lack of the awareness of the present moment. They're always thinking about the past or they worry about the future. So that's what Buddha says. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Don't dwell in the past and don't worry about the future, and be in the present moment. That is a key, the message we need to take from Lord Buddha and Patanjali Maharshi. Similarly, in the big Bhagavad Gita, all the same message. You got it in a different Samatvam Yoga Uchite, and also the Yoga Karma Sukha Aushalam. So the basic definitions of yoga also are given in the same direction. Of course, the mindfulness is the first and foremost step for the yoga. Without the mindfulness, without that awareness, it is not actually, you're not in the path of your sadhana, yoga sadhana. You're doing some exercise, doing something, but it is not exercise. It is yoga is a lifestyle, basically. Being aware being in the current moment. And that's so well Bhavani has covered. It's so wonderful. And you might know Bhavani Garu is volunteering almost the morning to till late night, and working very hard, and especially supporting the medical helpline, and a lot of work she's been doing, but with that excellence. She's been practicing this natural lifestyle, and also all these practically implementing. That is more important. It's not about teaching the theory, but it is about the personal experience and sharing that the reality in more practical way. So it's more than like an academic training. It is more of a practical the reality in the life. So always be connected. Try to make more in every action, try to make at the highest level of thinking. And sometimes what happens is without your awareness, your mind goes in a wrong direction. So you forget your goal. So being aware of that goal, and whether you're checking, always be checking. The checker will be there, that the alertness, the mental alertness, the mindfulness will come. For example, when you are taking anywhere, any decision, that comes two paths. And then you always in the dilemma, where to go. In every situation, you get the same thing. So always thinking about it. And you always want to do multitasking. And that way she's been demonstrating about the two things, while eating, talking on phone, or doing something. Similarly, people always want to do multitasking. So multitasking, that is, I think, if you remember about the frequency modulation and time modulation thing, which you might have heard of, most of you engineers. So that how time slicing happens, how our time, as time slots allocates in the mind cycle. That's kind of the maximum frequency modulation and time modulation comes in advanced state of the meditation. So, but until that time, you should be to one thing. Don't try to do the multitasking. First, do one thing perfectly, and then slowly, when you're doing multitasking, of course, we have to do multitasking. So there are many things in life. So you have to handle all the things at one time. But how do you handle all that? But by focusing one by one perfectly and making the time slicing. So that structure you need to do. It is all about working that, the frequency modulation and time modulation. You might have seen that wave, right? So how the slicing, time slicing. So how you time slice for each of the tasks, and how you mind that. But mind can do one thing at a time. That's what we have to remember. And then you are switching without your knowledge, if you are switching the thought, if you are just without awareness, it happens, what happens is multi things, too many things in the mind, confused, that confusion happens. But when you are structurally slicing your time slices, the mind slots is a time slices, so then that will come. So that is why this mindfulness is a basic step, the first step to make that structure happen in your mind, the frequency modulation and time modulation. So that why anyway in any the machine in the computer technology also we do the same thing, frequency modulation and time modulation. So how do you CPUs like cycles, how CPU allocates the cycles, the same way in our mind works. So that kind of a structuring we must do. So how do you structure is basically first, as it is explained very clearly, and when you do the Surya Namaskara, having that one thing at a time and being aware of that moment and slowly getting connected to the present moment, and then mind can focus, then it can switch, the switching you can slowly make it. So that is how this happens. You can easily make mind is so powerful, but how do you use that mind power in a better way? So the people the great people, we always talk about the Albert Einstein, the excellent brains like Swami Vivekananda. Why we talk about them? Because they have focused. The first thing, they have focused one thing, and then they have mastered that, and they have mastered their mind, and then they use that time slicing properly. So that is how it is all connected together with starting with the mindfulness. So that means the basic step we have to achieve is a mindfulness, being aware always that, and then later on you can move to the advanced stages of the yoga. That is where you talk about the siddhis, all that comes into the next level. But first, getting into this, the basic step of the mindfulness is very important. Do not miss this step. And thanks for bringing the wonderful subject and mindful meditation today, Bhavani Garu. So for the forum. So before closing, let us do a closing prayer. Shanti mantra. Om sarve bhavantu shukinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kachid dukha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti.